everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOCReader, and welcome back to my channel. So it is a very hot, muggy day, also very cloudy outside, and I am trying to stay cool. I made myself a little wine spritzer, I sliced some blood oranges in here, and I was thinking about my BookTube 5th anniversary. I cannot believe that I've made it 5 years into my BookTube journey. I did talk about it a little bit in my August TBR video, but I really wanted to sit down here and just recommend some books that I love and enjoy and I feel like you can really define my channel by. Now, for those of you who have been around for a while, it should be no surprise, but I know a lot of new people have joined recently, so welcome, and these are some books that you should definitely read if you have not already. I haven't talked this one up in a while, but this is Hollywood Homicide by Kelly Garrett, and I love this book. It is one of my favorite books, and this was actually the first physical ARC that I ever got. Shout out to Kelly Garrett, because I remember just asking her via email. This was before I was even doing like BookTube. I think I had just started doing the book blog maybe. And just being like, I couldn't get approved on NetGalley, but I'm super excited about your book. Like, because these were the types of books that got me into reading like more adult books back when I was a teen. Like these types of, I call them like chick lit mysteries. They were very popular in the 2000s. So when I saw this with a black woman, I got so excited. And like I said, I could not get an ARC from the publisher. And I just messaged her telling her how excited I was for it. And she's like, oh, this is what I love to hear. Send me your address. And she sent me this. The book was so much fun. It definitely became an Insta fave. And her publisher actually ended up closing. It was supposed to be like a 3-book series, and then it ended up only being a 2. But she has since self-published the 2 books, so you can get them on Amazon, and I will leave the link in my description box. Dana Anderson doesn't set out to solve a murder. All the semi-famous, mega-broke black actress wants is to help her parents keep their house. So, after witnessing a deadly hit-and-run, she figures pursuing the 15 grand reward isn't the craziest thing a Hollywood actress has done for some cash. As Dana digs deeper into the victim's life, the reward money takes a backseat to her determination to see the killer brought to justice. When she connects the accident to a notorious Hollywood crime spree, she finds herself chasing down leads at paparazzi hotspots, celeb homes, and movie premieres. Dana loves every second of it until someone tries to kill her. And there are no second takes in real life. So this is just like a really fun amateur sleuth mystery story. Not fully like a cozy mystery, but if you do like cozy mysteries, you'll definitely enjoy this one. I think Kelly Garrett did such a great job incorporating her experience, like, because she does have a little bit of a Hollywood background. She used to write for TV. She did a great job incorporating that here, and this is just a real fun time. This is The God of Good Looks by Brianne McIver, and I'm actually due for a reread of this one because when I read it in June of 2023, a lot was going on, and I was reflecting a lot on my family in Trinidad, and so much of this just reminded me of the people in my family, like to the point where it brought me to tears. But this is just such a well-written book because sometimes I do struggle a little bit with Caribbean lit in that I feel like it can be so trauma heavy, and there was definitely a lot going on here, but there wasn't that unnecessary sexual violence and domestic abuse that sometimes plagues Caribbean lit. And this was like a little bit different than the norm. We are getting into the Trinidadian beauty and fashion industry, which a lot of people don't even know exists, and I think it was really cool to highlight here. Bianca Briggs has always dreamed of becoming a writer, but Trinidadian society can be unforgiving, and having an affair with a married government official is a surefire way to ruin your prospects. So when Obadiah Cortland, a notoriously tyrannical entrepreneur in the island's beauty scene, offers her a job, Bianca accepts, realizing that working on his magazine is the closest to her dream she'll get. As Bianca begins to embrace her power and creative voice, she starts to suspect Obadiah is not the elite tyrant he seems. She's right. Born in one of the poorest parts of Trinidad, Obadiah has clawed part way up society's ladder and built his company around his meticulously crafted persona. Now he's not about to let anyone, especially Bianca, see past his facade. When Bianca's ex-lover threatens everything she's rebuilt, jeopardizing all she's come to love about her new life, she's surprised to find support from the most unlikely ally, and finally draws the strength to fight back like her mother taught her. So if you have not read The God of Good Looks, again, this is another one, like, what are you waiting for? You need to check it out, especially if you are trying to read more books that aren't from just like American or European voices. Am I following up a Trini book with another Trini book? Yes. This one is Don't Go Baking My Heart by Angie Peltier, which I personally think this one is the best one in the series. Like, I do still need to read her latest book though, because she did send it to me. I've been all over the place. I haven't had time. I want to definitely put that on my fall TBR. But I love this one. I truly thought, like I said, it was the best one in the series. And I love that it is a Caribbean set romance, because we really don't get those like that. The Caribbean like book scene just tends to favor more literary works, and this is one of those opposite attracts romances that really worked for me. Devon King has a strict life plan, and making partner is a top on his list of career goals. To prove he's a team player, he decides to take part in the upcoming office baking competition. Only problem, he doesn't know anything about baking. Pastry chef Reba is surprised when Devon asks her for help with a potential baking crisis. He's not exactly been receptive to the adorable cat pictures she's been texting him. But when her friends bet her that she can't get the stoic Devon to lighten up, Reba sets out to prove them wrong and show Devon how to have some fun. As the competition draws closer, their baking sessions start to heat up. A one-night stand turns into 2 nights, then 3, but Reba doesn't fit into Devon's carefully crafted life plan. And as Devon tries to focus on winning the contest, he realizes that his perfect plans are crumbling, and sweet treats aren't the only thing getting hot in the kitchen. Again, like, I love this book. I did really enjoy this series. This is like actually one that like I ended up being the blurb for, which was surprising to me. So like on the back there's a section that says praise for Angie Peltier, because I did a review of her book Sweet Hand, and it says this Caribbean romance is sure to capture your heart. Woman of color reads. So that was also like a milestone for me, because at that time I had been doing my blog thing for a couple of years and really loving it, but like seeing your blog mentioned on the back of a traditionally published book, because it's the UK version, it sells in the US on Amazon, but that's just like the self-published version. Like seeing my name on the book was pretty cool. Living Violet by Jamie Reed. So this is definitely an oldie, and I bought this print on demand from Amazon, and I had read it like back in the day, but I ended up rereading it a few years ago and just like falling in love, because I really do miss the era of voicey YA with distinct characters. This is fun because it is a paranormal romance, yes, but it also pokes fun at the paranormal romances of the time. Samara Marshall is determined to make the summer before her senior year the best ever. Her plan: enjoy downtime with friends and work to save up cash for her dream car. Summer romance is not on her to-do list, but uncovering the truth about her flirtatious coworker Caleb Baker is. From the peculiar glow to his eyes to the unfortunate events that befall the girls who pine after him, Samara is the only one to sense danger behind his smile. But Caleb's secrets are drawing Samara into a world where the laws of attraction are a means of survival. And as a sinister power closes in on those she loves, Samara must take a risk that will change her life forever or consume it. So this is Living Violet, and I think if you are nostalgic for that era, you should pick it up and read it. You can probably find it on Hoopla if you do have that app. This is Church Girl by Naima Simone, and this usually isn't my type of book, but there was just something about this one that I really enjoyed. Aaliyah Montgomery isn't just ditching her wedding. She's also fleeing her suffocating small town and her family's expectations. She's got plans for college, for finding herself. But landing a job in Chicago that fits her schedule isn't easy. Good thing Von Howard is desperate to find a live-in nanny. Bad thing that he's a gritty, grumpy, gorgeous tattoo artist carrying as much baggage as he has ink. Von's new hire is inexperienced and a fire hazard in the kitchen. She's also all thick curls, thicker curves, and a distracting mix of innocence and sensuality. After the upheaval of a divorce, he just needs a nanny, not a sneaky link. Meanwhile, Aaliyah is bonding with his 7-year-old and showing an unexpected flair for tattoo art. Who could resist? Yet deep down, Aaliyah's still running from her feelings and her fear of losing herself to someone else's expectations again. Even as their past return to haunt them, their undeniable heat says maybe it's time to stand and fight for a love they didn't see coming. So, like I said, I read this, I fell in love with it. I recommended it to a friend who also really enjoyed it. Like, it definitely did catch me by surprise, but I think it's such a good story about a woman just like who does meet with a slightly older guy who, you know, does have a child, but she gets to really break free from the very conservative Christian environment she's grown up in and get to live some life. Magic Dark, Magic Divine by AJ Locke. I'm constantly recommending AJ Locke, but this is the one for me that started it all. And you're still able to get this one from Entangled Press, so you need to get it if you have not read it already, because a lot of people talk about how they want fun black fantasy. This is your fun black fantasy. It has just like a light fluffiness to it, a really cool world. It's action-packed. Falling asleep for almost 300 years was never part of Penray's plan. Of course, when you're a mercenary with magical abilities and defy a spellbinding prophecy, bad stuff happens. Now, magic is long gone from the world, so Pen works as a karate instructor, trying very hard to dodge her hot, flirty, and super annoying colleague Callan. All is well until a Jigori, a nightmarish magic-eating monster, shows up at a New York City street fair, forcing Pen to use her Shaper magic, which allows her to transform wood and metal into deadly weapons. Now the Jigori's master has her scent, and their eye on sealing her 300 years of life. If they succeed, Pen succumbs to centuries of sleep again, and magic will be unleashed on a completely unprepared world. And to add to her ridiculously complicated life, something isn't quite right with Callan, which she could figure out if it weren't for that evil apocalyptic plot she's trying to stop. But Pen may not have a choice. Callan could be the secret weapon she needs to save the world. So again, if you are looking for fun black fantasy with cool magical characters, check it out. And keeping in line with black fantasy, this is Forging a Nightmare by Patricia A. Jackson. This is an urban fantasy also. It's quite a thick one too if you want some like really deep world building. This definitely has it. I had a good time with it because I think if you like a little bit of thriller and a little bit of police procedural, but you also love a good fantasy mystery, you will enjoy this one. FBI agent Michael Childs is investigating a series of grisly murders in New York City, where the only link between the victims is that they were all born with 12 fingers and 12 toes. In occult circles, they are known as the Nephilim. When Michael gets too close to the truth, he uncovers his own unique heritage and finds himself at the top of the killer's list. A break in the case leads to Annabelle Raines, a Marine Corps sniper listed as killed in action. However, Michael finds the soldier alive and well, just no longer human. She's a nightmare, a warhorse forged from a damned soul and trained to infernal purpose. As the boundaries of mythology and biblical lore collide with his reality, Michael is forced to confront an apocalyptic calling or die trying. Action-packed. It did take a little bit of time for me to get into initially, but once I got past that, very enjoyable story. I recommend Cynthia Williams all the time on this channel, but this for me is hands down my favorite book by her. So if you don't read anything else, read this one because you can read it as a standalone, even though it is part of a greater series. Like, the other people are kind of like, they're there, but they're not as relevant to the story. Elena Robideau knows how people view her. Cold-hearted, ambitious, ruthless. But it doesn't matter. Running the family business is all she's ever wanted, and she's so close she can almost taste it. Until her father fires her and hires her nemesis, arrogant, unflappable Alex Tyson. Elena may be hurt, but she refuses to be defeated, so she throws herself into creating a business of her own. But she never dreamed that to close her first deal, she'd need Alex's help. Alex understands the power of a family legacy better than most, and the last thing he wanted was to take that from Elena. Her beauty and fierce strength are undeniable, but there's a softer side that no one but him seems to see. She's been taught that emotions are a liability, yet one impulsive kiss starts a chain reaction that neither of them wants to stop. But can love ignite and survive when secrets and loyalties collide? So this is Careless Whispers by Cynthia Williams, and again, if you read no other book by her, read this one. So those are just some of my favorite books, ones I think really define me, and once you read them, you will definitely see why I love them so much. And let me know if you've read any of these books in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!